Hello everyone, welcome back to Women's Health Wednesday. Today I'm going to be answering a question I'm asked all of the time, and this is, should you be using your period tracker app to tell when you've ovulated, or should you be using your physical symptoms and signs? So let's jump right in. The first thing I'm gonna do is show you this little chart that I drew. Okay, so you can see here the follicular phase of your cycle is day 1 to 14 typically. Follicular phase is when the estrogen is increasing up, as you can see here. And then eventually, once it gets to the spike, that causes FSH and LH to happen, and that's what causes you to ovulate. I didn't draw that all on here. I'm just trying to keep it simple. So basically, to remember, follicular phase, first half of your cycle when estrogen is the highest. After you ovulate, estrogen drops, and then progesterone starts to increase. That's the black line here, and that's in your luteal phase. Luteal phase is typically day 15 to 28, and like I said, that's when progesterone's highest. Estrogen thickens uterine lining. Progesterone is what holds a pregnancy if you wanted to get pregnant. If you don't get pregnant, the dropping in progesterone is what causes that uterine lining to shed. So when you are using period tracker apps, they are great, but they're only based on that. They calculate your ovulation based on time. So they're saying, okay, if you have a 28-day cycle, you're going to ovulate around like day 13, 14. However, if your hormones are, if your hormones are shifting each month, or if you started working some herbs or using some adrenal support or something like that, that's actually shifting your hormones and lengthening your cycle length, what's going to happen is you're not going to ovulate at the exact same time as your app is telling you. So I always tell women it's good to kind of be aware of how long your cycles are. But the most important way to see if you're ovulating is to check for that fertile cervical mucus. The fertile cervical mucus is present the first few days before you ovulate, and that's when you're most fertile. The egg, after you ovulate, the egg survives for about 24 hours, but sperm can survive in the vaginal canal for like 3 to 4 days. So basically you're most fertile 3 to 4 days before you ovulate, and then the day after you ovulate. So the fertile cervical mucus is the most important thing. The other thing you can look at is basal body temperature. What's going to happen is your temperature is going to drop and then spike back up, and that's around the time when you ovulate. But the most important thing is the fertile cervical mucus. So if you're going to track one thing to know when you ovulate, it is that. If you have any questions about that, let me know. The fertile cervical mucus looks like if you crack an egg and you picked up that white, the kind of white of the egg, and put it in your fingers, that's what it looks like. I know it's a bit graphic, but that's just how it is. If you're not getting your fertile cervical mucus, or if you're getting it right before your period starts, it usually means your estrogen levels are imbalanced. You should only be getting the fertile cervical mucus around ovulation. If you're getting it during your luteal phase, it means that your estrogen is too high compared to progesterone at that time. So I don't want to keep these too long, so I will go more in depth about the basal body temperature in another video. So talk to you soon.